If you're considering buying or selling a property on Lake Keowee in 2024, then this video is going to be for you. In this video, we're going to talk about the market year to date here in 2024, compare that to last year to date at this point in 2023, and we're going to talk about what those numbers mean and why they're important to you. Let's do it. As always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina, and it's our goal with this channel that we are your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about your relocation to the upstate of South Carolina. And if you find this information helpful, do me a favor, visit my website at willsawyerrealtor.com, where you can find information about the communities that we talk about on our channel. The website also provides a very user-friendly interface, and there's a home search option to where you can browse listings on the market right now. Lake Keowee is a man-made lake that's just under 20,000 acres in the northwestern corner of South Carolina. It sits in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It was created in the 20th century and is known today as one of the prettiest lakes in the United States. It's known for its emerald green waters, its high water quality, and residents love living on Lake Keowee because the water levels do not fluctuate significantly throughout the year. So let's talk about what the real estate market looks like year to date here on Lake Keowee. So as of today's recording, there are 48 waterfront homes listed for sale, ranging from $300,000 to $12 million. Average list price right now for waterfront properties on Lake Keowee is $2.5 million. So if we take a step off of the water and look at interior properties, so far this year, about 67 homes have sold for an average price of around $655,000. And if we compare this year to last year at this point, 82 homes had sold for about $580,000. So as you can tell, buyers do pay a premium to be on the shores of Lake Keowee. Of course, you can have access to the lake if you live on an interior lot, but certainly being on the water is going to command a higher price for you to have the convenience to walk out your front door, walk through your yard, and walk down onto your dock. So what's interesting is for waterfront properties, the fast lane of the market right now on Lake Keowee is really in that $1.5 to $3.5 million range. We're finding that most homes on the water are selling for over $1.75 million, and 29 homes so far this year have sold for over $2 million, with about 37 homes selling between that $1 million and $2 million mark. So if you're looking for a waterfront property, you really need to be looking in between that $1.5 to $3.5 million price point. So what about communities on my hot sheet? So that means that these particular communities have a lot of activity in them, and there's a lot of buzz around these particular communities right now on the lake. And the first one, the Cliffs at Keowee Springs. You know, the Cliffs has announced that this clubhouse that has recently opened in Keowee Springs was going to be built years and years ago. Well, it's finally open, and it's the big buzz around the Cliffs communities right now. Again, we've talked about the Cliffs in previous videos, and in a future video, we will do a deeper dive into the Cliffs. But for now, it's a collection of 7 communities in the mountains and on the lake here in the upstate of South Carolina. Owning a property in one community grants you access to all 7. So there's a lot of things to do if you're a Cliffs resident. And it's certainly a community to have on your radar if you are thinking about relocating to the upstate. And it's no surprise, the second community that I have on my hot sheet is Keowee Key. So this is one of the largest communities on the lake. There's over 5,000 acres of Keowee Key land. It sits really nicely located on the lake, right there in the middle. There's a lot of homes interior in Keowee Key, so the average price point is not as high if you're looking like in the reserve or in the Cliffs or any other waterfront community. However, a lot of homes get traded every year. There's a lot of amenities in this community, including a golf course, including a clubhouse, including a pool, including pickleball courts, and more. So if you're thinking about relocating to Lake Keowee, it's certainly a community that you should have on your radar. I just helped an awesome family from Wyoming relocate to Keowee Key, and they are loving it. And then lastly, one of the only communities that you can have a short-term rental in on the shores of Lake Keowee is Harbor Point. Now, this is a newer gated community on the western edge of the lake. However, you do have the privacy of it being a gated community, and you do have the flexibility of having a short-term rental in this community. So now let's talk about land and residential lots for sale on Lake Keowee. So as of this recording, there are 77 active waterfront lots on the shores of Lake Keowee with an average list price of $680,000. And so far this year for waterfront lots, 44 lots have sold for an average of $634,000. And at this point in 2023, 70 waterfront lots had sold for an average of $554,000. Now, the average list price to sales price ratio for this year compared to last year is marginally the same at 94 and 93 respectively. So what does all of this data mean for you? Well, it looks like sales have slowed down on Lake Keowee. However, prices are up. So that tells me that there's still a high demand for quality properties on Lake Keowee, whether it be on the water or interior to the water. So if you are thinking about buying a home or buying a piece of property on Lake Keowee and building your dream home, I still think it's a great time to do that. Prices are not softening, however, sales are slowing down, which does present buyers more opportunity because inventory is up slightly compared to this time last year. So I do think Lake Keowee real estate is offering opportunities for buyers that it hasn't in years past. Comparing the Lake Keowee market to 2021, 2022, when properties were trading at 98, 99% of list price, now we're seeing that getting compressed into the mid to lower 90s. So there's certainly more room for negotiation for a buyer and a seller. And I think that's an awesome thing for buyers as we see this new real estate landscape start to unfold and buyers get used to this new area of the real estate market that we're probably going to be in for the next several years. So if you're thinking about buying a home or buying a piece of property on Lake Keowee in 2024, I would love to chat with you. So please text me at my cell phone number below, email me at my email below. I would love to chat with you about what buying a home here on Lake Keowee could look like for you and your family. Thanks so much. Well, this video is going to be about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do and easily in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. All the time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.